Square Circle Rants! Oh my God!
Hey guys, welcome to Squared Circle Rants podcast. I, Mr. Awesome RC Gade with...
Debonair Douglas, what's happening?
What a week last week. The week of WrestleMania, a lot of crazy stuff.
Man, it's good to be back, man. It's been a while. It's been a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Kind of dug up the ancient relic and we're back in the saddle.
Back in the better equipment that I'm still trying to figure out. But hopefully this turns out good. But yes, actually before I was trying to jump ahead there. Thank you, Doug. We haven't been together recording in a while. It's been crazy. We don't need to go into details. I'm sure everyone can figure it out.
Life happens, man.
Oh boy. And so did WrestleMania. But so instead, well, I already did the one video going into some of the week of WrestleMania week. But here, I figured we'd go into night 1 and 2 of WrestleMania, discuss it, rant about it. I believe that's what this podcast is all about. So let's start with night 1. And actually, I want to prefix this. For night 1 and night 2, there were some great matches, some great moments. You would think that we'd have nothing to rant about, but I have notes to the contrary, because I found crap I did not like. So night 1, just get this out of the way real quick. Let's talk about the show delayed due to bad weather, and of course, the audience that is finally there, which was great to see. I'm sure you thought that was pretty cool. Where we got to, that was 20,000 people they were able to get?
Yeah, 25, I believe.
25?
20 to 25. It was a very emotional moment. A lot of wrestlers crying. Edge was crying, Rhea Ripley was crying. It was an emotional moment, and it was nice. Vince comes out there and thanks the fans, and it's a year in the making. I mean, last year, no fans at all. When we went through a year of this crap, and now
we didn't even have the recording track last year.
Yeah,
it was just silence.
Yeah, so there's a light of normalcy, ahead. Not really that big yet, but it's a big, big swift kick in the ass. So, I mean, it's just, definitely something that I got kind of misty-eyed about, because, it's, like I said, it's been a rough year, and, to see the fans back, it was great.
Oh, yeah, and even, I'm with you on that. Vince's speech really got to me. Really great to have the crowd. You can see all the emotions on the wrestlers. But of course, right after the cameras were off Vince, and we were going to the country music star, or no, yeah, it was someone, the national anthem. I noticed,
Baby Rexha.
There we go. I don't even know who that is, but
she fine.
Oh yeah. But I did notice, and I went right in my notes instantly because it irked me so bad. Believe what you want to believe out there. I do not care, but seeing disrespectful fans not wearing masks or doing that nose out of the thing, that, it just really got to me. Like, we just got fans back, and my first thought is, what are you doing? You're compromising this whole thing that we just got back. We're letting you in, and I'm not talking you saw a guy for a split second go, oh, I should put the mask back up. No, there was people not even wearing. And you could see him the whole night behind the commentator's table.
Well, I mean, I knew it was going to happen. I mean, I've always been a betting man, And if someone said, "Hey man, how much you want to bet that there's going to be nobody, there's going to be a handful of people not wearing masks?" I'm like, okay, well, I'll bet my house, I'll bet my life, I'll bet everything on it. That's how confident I am that that not everybody's going to comply. And so when I saw that, I was just like, well, yeah.
And what was that?
The
age-old adage: you should never bet on professional wrestling unless it's DraftKings, apparently. But yeah, just to me, that was the first ridiculous thing, and irked me. But of course, I got over it to enjoy the rest. But we were delayed by bad weather, apparently.
Yeah, well, I thought it was the Undertaker for a second, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I was like, oh shit, he's not going to show up. I'm like, oh, fuck.
He's back already?
I was like, oh, well, Thunderstorm's like, shit, is the Undertaker getting back?
But yeah, rain didn't bother anyone except for, of course, no, that was night 2. That was night 1. The slip heard around the world.
Yeah.
I believe I have that in my notes. If not, oh no, I don't. So that
well,
because it wasn't a rant; it was more of a funny.
It still doesn't beat the Titus slide.
Yeah, no.
I mean that's the GOAT right there. That's like a slide to home.
But it was just, I mean, I don't know if you could call it a rant because I wasn't mad at it. I was more mad at Peacock than anything. But it just seemed kind of bad mojo to happen on a WrestleMania.
I'm more angry that WWE sold out the Peacock, because now the network was amazing. You could rewind, you could pause. You can't even do that on Peacock, which is dumb.
Oh yeah, I'll fully admit.
And they're censoring everything, and it's just like, well, thank God I have a DVD collection of memories of wrestling that I can watch, because since they're censoring everything.
Oh yeah, full disclosure, I waited in the extra 3-4 hours and then started playing WrestleMania later that night or early the next morning. Because, well, one thing, watching live, hey, you may have to rush to the bathroom. Or if you're like me, folks, I'm a smoker. I want to go, puff on a smoke. I'm not saying go do that. But that's just me, and I like to be able to pause. Or if there's just a horrible match, fast forward.
And you couldn't do that, huh?
No. So I went, I'm just going to wait. And I did. But after the fun delay, although I will have to add, Samoa Joe looked really cute in that poncho.
Well, yeah, they let him, do, commentary before they, gave him a swift kick in the ass.
Which we'll get to on the next episode, which will probably be recorded after this one. But we got all that over with. Aside from bad weather and some idiot fans, I found it really odd, little angry, that we started with the WWE Championship match. I mean, I do understand that they wanted to have the women end the show, but you could have put, second to last, not, hey, let's open the night. And it was a good match, so why was it beginning?
Well, I think it kind of set the tone. I think they wanted to kind of set the tone of WrestleMania. It's like, okay, well, cool, we're going to start with the WWE title, and then we're going to set the tone of this. And I knew that was their mindset. Their mindset was like, okay, well, we're going to set the tone of WrestleMania. Why, what better than to have the WWE title match, and which, I'm glad Lashley won because he just, I was thinking he was going to be a transitional champion, and, thankfully I was wrong. And so that's, he needs to keep that title for a while. It's his time.
Well, yeah, and he does deserve it, no doubt about it. I am a little irked, but I get it that he retained, because every one of us who are fans of Drew McIntyre wanted him to win in front of a crowd, because he did all of the stuff he's done all year. Awesome, perfect, great champion. He finally gets a crowd, and so I wasn't totally angry, but a part of me was just a little sad that he didn't get that.
Well, he'll get it. He'll get it later.
Yeah, I'm sure.
If he doesn't get it this year, he'll get it next. I mean, I'm sure he'll be WWE champion by the end of this year.
I mean, Lashley got it. He's killing it as well.
Yeah, why they broke up the Hurt Business is beyond me. A bad business decision, but we'll get to more bad business decisions later. But
retribution.
Right. Well, no, I mean just the releases of people that could have been huge stars and you dropped the ball on them, and
yeah, and we'll get into that list next episode.
Yeah. But I'm glad that Lashley is still champion, and I'm really hoping, cross my fingers. Hopefully, I'm seeing a Lesnar Lashley match at SummerSlam this year. I'm hoping that is the gig, because that'd be badass. That's something I'd get Peacock for.
Something you'd actually sign up.
I almost got Peacock for the Jericho Stone Cold podcast, which I heard it was amazing. I didn't get a chance to watch that yet, but I heard it was pretty amazing. But that's if you keep breaking the fourth wall like that, I might have to end up getting Peacock, regardless of what I think of it.
Or like we were talking about earlier, is I'm always about buying an Impact pay-per-view. Sorry, Impact. But the moment we both got the news break that Mauro Ranallo going to be commentating the main event, I went, well, damn it, now I have to order. And I did, so I'll be watching a Rebellion.
Please make him the permanent play-by-play guy for Impact. That might set the tone.
Oh, God, that would definitely help Impact. Speaking of setting the tone, you said that McIntyre-Lashley set the tone for the night. I disagree. I think what we're about to talk about next should have been the first match. And I'm talking about the women's tag team turmoil, or however they called it. This, I believe, should have opened the show. Maybe even should have just been on the kickoff.
Yeah.
How it turned out, because there's some talented women in there, but oh my God, like one of the biggest things, it was the second matchup, I believe this was in Billie Kay's horrible roll-up. Did you see that?
No.
Like they did it, I think, with the first or second team. She did this roll-up, put her feet up, and she got the pin. Her next roll-up, oh my God. And I've actually put this joke here for it because I truly believe it. Steve Austin did a better rolling up Owen Hart than whatever the heck this was. It was just this slow...
Well, even Austin had a broken neck.
Yeah. And granted, she didn't get the pin this time, or else I would have been really livid.
Well,
they actually let her.
Well, let me put it this way. She's not the greatest wrestler.
No.
However, she knows how to tell a story. She knows how to talk on the microphone. She knows how to cut a promo.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Enzo. Enzo's not the greatest wrestler, but man, is he fucking entertaining. I mean, seriously. I mean, I don't give a shit what people say about Enzo. I mean, the guy can talk. The guy was entertained. Like, I tuned in because of him. Because of the way, because a lot of people can't talk on the fucking microphone anymore. They just wrestle. Like, well, okay, that's great, but you got to be the total package if you want to be the champion. You can't just, go by on wrestling, because wrestling's always been about, okay, you're a great wrestler, great, but what can you do on the microphone? How can you set up the psychology of the match?
Or you're great on the mic.
I mean, you gotta set the tone for the fans. I mean, okay, are you a heel? Okay, so what are you going to be doing to piss the fans off to have them get into the pay-per-view, have them buy into the pay? It's like, that psychology is dead because of the guaranteed pay. And, thanks to Mr. Kevin Nash, which is the shirt that you're wearing there, he's one of the reasons why. He's one of the reasons why, wrestlers get guaranteed money now, which...
Yeah, wearing the big, sexy Kevin Nash shirt.
I think that kind of killed the business a little, because now just people are just, I don't know, to me, you used to get paid on what you drew, and that was a big motivator, and that's gone now, and,
But yeah, and I will say that I am happy that a lot of the women there got their time to shine. I mean, like I said, again, a lot of talented women. Just a match I think should have started the show. It was okay. We knew in the end who, even on night 2, which we'll get to, we knew who was going to win.
Let me stop you right there for a second.
Uh-oh.
So let me stop you right there for a second. Okay, the first match sets the tone of the pay-per-view.
Okay.
Maybe it shouldn't have been the WWE title match. I get that, but let's turn back the clock here to Royal Rumble 19. Let's see, Royal Rumble 2000.
Rumble 2000.
Yeah, the first match I believe was Kurt Angle. He came out and it was the Madison Square Garden. That match set the tone. Kurt Angle came out and it was Taz's debut. You know, the fucking place went unglued. Like, you know, that was the, you know, to me, like, that match set the tone for the pay-per-view. That was like, okay, you go to fucking Outback Steakhouse, right? You know, when you want to get the appetizer, do you not get the bloomin' onion first? Like, I mean, come on, man, the bloomin' onion's awesome. Okay, bloomin' onion's badass. Like, you know, you share with your friends and like, oh man, this is damn good.
Yeah,
but you wait for the steak.
Okay.
Yeah, you wait for the steak. You wait for the big meal. But you know, while you're doing that, you snack on this badass bloomin' onion right here to the beginning. You know, so it's like, I don't know. I mean, that's how I don't think the women's match should have been, because that really, to me, wouldn't have set the tone. I really think they shouldn't even been on the. I think that should have been on a SmackDown match. Personally, I think they should have put the Andre the Giant Battle Royal in as the first match.
Ooh, there we go.
But that's my opinion, because you know they're kind of shitting on the whole. And what happened to the women's Battle Royal? They just forgot about that this year, like. You know, and they
could have put that
and they screw Peyton Royce out of, you know, having any kind of a match at WrestleMania. So, and we'll talk more about that later.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, I'm kind of upset about that one.
We're getting riled up to it. Actually, speaking of a match that just shouldn't have been there at all, I was upset about.
Besides the women's tag team match.
Yeah, besides this, I mean, it was dumb from the start.
Let me guess, the Bad Bunny match.
No. I'm talking Strowman versus Shane McMahon. I did not want to see this from the start. I will say, they made something out of a stupid storyline. It was entertaining, but to me, it still shouldn't have been there whatsoever. This should have been a kickoff or a SmackDown, or sorry, they're on Raw.
Well, listen, if the story was done right. The story was garbage.
Oh yeah, story.
If they would came up like, you know, if they would have like, you know, did like, you know, like the Kane Shane McMahon feud back in the early aughts, you know, where they had the ambulance matches and like, you know,
yeah,
Shane was the chicken shit heel, you know, and then Braun's coming after him, you know, oh, you call me stupid, don't call me stupid. Come on, dude, give me a fucking break.
Hey.
Like. Oh, dude, you can do better than that. Come on now. You can do. I mean, hopscotch. I mean, what the fuck, dude? Really? Hopscotch?
Yeah, you couldn't put anyone else against Strowman.
I mean, you just. Well, no. I mean, Shane is a great competitor and great for Strowman's resume. Believe it or not. You know, just the storyline was garbage. If they would have had a better storyline. If they would have had a better, you know, the cage match is great. You know, but it should have been more brutal. I think it should have been like, you know, man, I was just like, you know, cross my fingers hoping there was going to be blood. Of course there wasn't, because it's Peacock.
Well,
and then I'm like, oh, well, let me go look into my, WWE DVD back from the early 2000s, you know, world's greatest cage matches. Okay, I can get my blood fix in. Like, you know, because it's like, you know, I mean, at least AEW, at least they, you know, got blood. You know, whether they're doing it the hard way, cool, do it the hard way. Like, I don't know.
Dear God, Dustin needs to back off. But anyway, but actually, then we'll go into what you thought I was talking about: Bad Bunny versus The Miz, Morrison. Or no, sorry, Bad Bunny with wow, I forgot his name. Punishment Martinez. I'll think of his name now.
Yeah.
Damian Priest. There we go.
Damian Priest, yeah.
Wow, what a wrestling podcast guy I am. Versus Miz and Morrison. And actually in my notes here, I just want to say real quick, not as bad as he could have been. But, however, Miz and Morrison deserve a round of applause for their selling. They carried, along with Priest, but Miz and Morrison carried that match.
Yeah, they did, and it wasn't a bad match. And when it comes to like celebrities getting in the ring and stuff like that, that was probably the best one I've seen besides Green Arrow and Cody Rhodes, Stardust, back in the couple summer, like I don't know, like 10 years ago. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
That was pretty good. But then okay, Bad Bunny has respect for the wrestling business, and he's a wrestling fan, and so I know he wanted to put in 100% with his work, and he did. And like you said, with Morrison and Miz's help, who are pros, hell yeah. I mean, the match was entertaining. It was entertaining.
Oh yeah.
It beat the hell out of the women's tag team match. Tenfold. It was probably better than the Strowman Shane McMahon cage match, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. So it belonged where it was. I'll give it that. I wouldn't have started the show with it. I think it was placed.
If they would have did that for the first match, I think that would have been awesome.
True.
I think that would have really
definitely.
I think that would really set the tone. If they actually did that match first, I think that would have been really good.
Yeah, but I think they wanted to make him shine more.
Can't make him shine.
I definitely still would have had the WWE Championship over it. If it was in the beginning, I'm all for that.
There's no such thing as the main event anymore. It's just it's the main event, but it's the first match. Okay. Main event, like CM Punk said, main event, it's the last match of the night. Main event. But
last match of the night, title. That's what makes. You don't always have to have a title for main event. But
if you're gonna put Sasha and Belair as the main event, okay, fine. Then Lashley and SmackDown need to be the second to last match.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
I'm all for.
If you want to, it's like they just don't want to add any prestige to the title anymore.
I'm all for pushing women's championship matches or pushing women. Even I get upset if they're lower on the card. They go, no, that's a championship match.
No, Belair and Sasha delivered.
Oh yeah, they did. And I have no qualms about them continuing to have main event matches. But moving on. Oh, okay. In my notes, we're now to night 2.
Are we skipping the because Sasha Banks Belair was night 1?
Well, yeah, but I had nothing really. Unless you got a rant, I had nothing really to bitch about.
Definitely give us some praise.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was great.
Definitely.
Seeing Sasha on the floor at ringside, smiling afterwards, seeing Belair with a belt. I thought that was really classy of her. Personally, I think it was just Sasha knew it was her time, and she did the right thing. Classy.
Although actually, and I'll bring up because I just remembered it. I was watching What Culture, and they were talking about hidden meetings behind their attire, and. Sorry, Adam, I don't remember your last name, even though I watch you constantly on What Culture. He was talking about Sasha's attire, and I forgot the artist he mentioned, but he said, oh, this is the meaning behind it, it's really special, and he gave a good speech about it, but my whole time looking at her was, no, she's dressed like Shotzi. What are you talking about?
Wow.
And I'm not talking just the green hair. Her attire kind of had a Shotzi Blackheart.
Yeah. It's WrestleMania. It's a different attire. As long as
it worked.
As long as he's not wearing the same attire, it's just, I liked it. I like anything that Sasha wears, but
hey now.
Hey now. It should be nothing, but hey.
Whoa.
Hey now. But anyway, the classy move, man. Belair deserved it. They pushed her for a year, and they did the right thing. That's how you push talent. You let them go. This is how they're going to do. They waited for a year to put anything on her. She won the Rumble, and it's like for some reason they're doing a better job creatively with the women than they are the men right now. To me personally, it just seems to me that unless it's of course the SmackDown main event was on point. I liked that one a lot. You know, I didn't like the ending, but I mean, I definitely liked the build-up of the match. The promos were just lit as fuck.
Oh,
you know, the promos were just the one Daniel Bryan did, the one Edge did, the one you know, just the promos of building up the matches. I mean, it's just like, okay, well, this is cool. This is, you know, a little bit different than last year. Like, they really did do a lot of promos last year of build-up for the matches, you know. And
well, yeah, and I think that's because they were really scrambling. Even though they're a big company, you know, everyone was scrambling. What are we going to do? This and that. That was night 2, excuse me, which, like, the only thing in the beginning I had to complain about, which made me sound like an old man, of course, more fans not wearing masks, and Titus and Hogan dressed as pirates. I just thought it was... I get they're trying to entertain. I love Titus. I don't know why they partnered him with Hogan. What they were
really don't know why they partnered him with Hogan.
I kind of do, but I don't want to get in.
I mean, let's just put it out there.
All right.
Let's just put it out there. We all know we're all wrestling fans here. We know why they put Hogan with Titus. Give me a fucking break. I mean, he's
not racist.
Now, I would have popped if Hogan would have, you know, not come out as a pirate at all. Would just came out in the Hollywood Hogan attire. I mean, then we're putting the Hall of Fame this year. Why not have him be Hollywood Hogan from the WCW days as the guest host of WrestleMania, which I think would have been more entertaining. You know, because you know Titus could be the you know, kind of like the, you know, the face a little bit, and, you know, Hogan the heel a little bit, but he'd be the bad good guy. At least he would get, I mean, because Hogan was talking to WrestleMania, they were booing the shit out of him.
Oh.
I was just like, you know, come on, bro. I
think they were booing Hogan more than they were booing...
They were booing Hogan more than they were booing Titus.
Oh, yeah, Titus... I love the guy. I wish he had more opportunities, more title opportunities.
Well, he's doing a really good job with doing charity work and stuff like that. I think that's the calling. I really just never really liked him as I mean, he's a good wrestler, don't get me wrong, but I really can't see him trying to get over as a heel now with all the charity work he's been doing and stuff like that. I just don't see him in that light.
Like a big...
I don't see him as a huge star. I do see him as one of the kindest and, you know, badass human beings on the planet, you know, with what he's doing with charity and stuff like that. I mean, definitely. Hands down amazing, but as far as wrestling goes, I don't know. Like, just couldn't never really see him, you know, imagine him turning heel after all this charity work he was doing. Kind of like why Cena never turned heel.
Yeah.
Right? Because Cena was doing all this Make-A-Wish stuff and...
Or Roman's heel, but they show... Well, in the WWE, not really good with kayfabe.
I mean, Hogan was the only one with the balls to, like, you know, say, screw the charities, you know, I'm here for myself. That's what really set the tone when he became Hollywood Hogan for the NWO, and, you know, people started throwing garbage in the ring. That was real heat.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, it's like, God damn, I missed that. I missed that so much.
Well, and actually going to two people who I hope they continue to push the hell out of, Big E versus Apollo Crews. Now, considering how horrible this match, or how gimmicky this match could have been, you know, what was a Nigerian drum match, and they even had drums out there. Thank God they never touched them, because I mean, you looked around the ring immediately. I'm like, what is this, a gimmick SmackDown, you know, match? What's it? But no, they delivered. They did a great job back and forth. The big thing I had an issue with was sorry, looking at my notes here, is the commentators when the big man came in the ring to save Apollo Crews, they kept referring to him as Big Man, who is this man pretending that they don't know who Dabba-Kato is? We all know who Dabba-Kato is, even though like he was the Raw Underground, and then he had a couple of things on the main show of Raw. It was one of those things that angered me but made me laugh. Who is this mystery guy? And I'm like, you know who that is. Why are you pretending? We all know.
Well, we all.
I get what they're trying to do.
We all know Vince is a puppet master on this. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like, okay, well, I want you guys to pretend you don't know who he is. It's like we already know, and of course, Michael Cole's just sitting there, with his, hand on his forehead. It's like we already know who this motherfucker is. And it's like, I'm giving Cole credit because I know Cole, he's a dying breed, believe it or not, of the play-by-play guys. I mean, he could really do play-by-play if Vince let him. People are shitting on Michael Cole with his work. It's not Michael Cole. It's
I don't.
Because Michael Cole, predecessor, he was, JR's predecessor, right?
Yeah.
So he learned off of JR. Michael Cole knows how to do a play-by-play. And he can do it if they let him.
I never understood why people
of course, Vince wants to be the puppet master and have them play stupid. Who the hell is this guy? Is like, dude, wasn't Raw Underground on 10 months ago? Like, you know who this motherfucker is.
Yeah. And Shane brought him up, on the main ring first. I forgot what the thing was, but enough to know who that was. And actually, the only other big issue I had...
$10 says that Apollo Crews turns the Intercontinental title into the Nigerian Heavyweight title.
Oh, please, God, no. I'm already on thin ice about the whole...
Does he have a finishing move called the Nigerian Bone Scam?
Oh, God. I'm not against the character. Because I actually like his heel work right now. And now that he has a big bodyguard, it adds to it. Hey, gets him on screen more. What upset me, and actually we had someone in our Facebook page kind of rant back to me a little bit about me going, where the hell is this gimmick going? The main thing I had a problem with is that
his accent?
Yeah. And this was in reverse, because we had, say, Lana, Kofi, where they kind of lost the accent and went to their normal voices. Here, we're kind of reversed, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, I think he's doing it we all know he can speak perfect English. I think he's just doing it just to annoy the fans and draw heat. To get people.
Well, I guess it's working.
The people you know how to speak English, but why are you doing this way? He's doing it to draw heat.
Yeah.
Because which is smart. Because some people are like, they got Apollo Crews, talking Nigerian with a Nigerian accent. I think they're doing it to draw heat without knowing it. I think that by accident they're drawing heat. I don't think they would actually do it on purpose to draw heat because they don't know how to do that anymore. But I think it's a great way to draw heat.
I do also hope they, when you take a break from him and Big E, have maybe one or two other guys go for the title, then have Big E come back, so it's more important, it's bigger, rather than, which I've complained about a lot, the whole, all right, this week we're going to see him again, and the next week we're going to see him again, and...
Well, Big E's going to be my pick for next year's Royal Rumble.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I would love that.
He's my next pick for the winner. I mean, I'm calling it right now. He's going to win the 2022 Royal Rumble.
Boom.
And
you can
and
lock
when he
that
wins,
prediction.
And when he wins, we'll go back to the the 17th, 16th. We'll go back to the April 16th podcast, and I'll say Big E won the.
Sure, yeah, that's the date. Yeah, it is.
So, I think it's Apollo's time. I think they should have more matches, but with Apollo winning. But it has to make Big E look strong, though. It can't just be like of course, what's his name again? Kato?
Baba Kato, yeah.
Yeah, Kato needs to get involved.
Or Daba, sorry.
Daba Kato needs to get involved.
Yeah, I mean, I'll...
And kind of build, because, I mean, the feud's only like a month old. I mean, because they started this feud in Fastlane.
Oh, I thought it was a little longer. Wouldn't it have been 2 months by now?
I thought they started in Fastlane, but I could be wrong.
You may be right. I may be
Because
crazy.
I don't remember that happening in the Royal Rumble or Chamber. I don't remember that happening in the Chamber.
I'll have to look into that. You're more the historian than I am, because you have better memory. But actually, I really had WrestleMania was good. Aside from these rants, we'll get on the last one here in a minute. But again, I have to applaud everybody, the wrestlers, the production team. Of course, there was a few things like we're ranting about here.
It was better than last year. It was better than last year.
Oh yeah.
The only thing that sucks is I wish they would have did a cinematic match, at least one. I wish they would have done a cinematic match with Wyatt and with the Fiend and Randy Orton.
The Fiend.
That would have been amazing.
I was
hoping they did that, but
I was going to go on a rant about that.
But no Undertaker, no Brock this year.
Yeah.
And so
I was going to go on a rant on that, but because of what happened Monday with the Fiend and how they explained it, I'm not so mad about the ending. I mean, we were all confused. Why the heck Alexa Bliss, ruined the Fiend's chances of winning and all that. But all in all, it was okay. It was a good match. And even better was the triple threat match between Bryan, Edge, Roman Reigns, Universal title. And apparently, I haven't been paying attention. I watch wrestling all week. I try to add as much shows as my brain can handle watching every day. And apparently, this totally went past me, like over my head, to the build-up to the triple threat match. Until, because we'll build, and then they'll re-promo, like show you everything. And one thing that really got to me was, and I don't know why this went over my head so long, Edge, doing I actually like him as a heel in this. So that's a different story, but he's doing I need to get back what I never lost. And it hit me.
He never did lose it.
Yeah, he's referring to it like it's the World Heavyweight Championship that morphed in, but no. They retired that championship. He never had the Universal title. The Universal title was just a brand new title made.
Right.
And the first ever was, of course, Finn Balor. But yeah, and it was just one of those things. Him to go, hold up, you never won this.
Right.
This was while you were out. Before we even knew you would ever come back.
Well, I'm hoping as the Radar Superstar, I mean, he's being heel, if he ever wins the title, which I hope he does, that he turns it back into the big gold. Because I hate the Universal title. It looks like the women's title.
Oh, like just change up the
They need
design?
to change it back to the big gold, dude. Why? Why retire it? It's just... We already have a title with a big freaking W on it. It's called the World, WWE title.
World Championship.
It was called the World Championship. I mean, it has so much prestige. Like, it's just...
Which that'll be...
it's Kevin Dunn sitting there with his, eating a wooden log backstage. Oh, maybe we should just change the title. Kind of...
I mean, and I'm behind the Universal title. I wasn't originally, because I'm like, well, actually, I gave it a pass for a little bit because it's a new title. And to me, the person makes the title. And there have been a lot of wrestlers that have made that title good. Like, worthy of it being a top tier. Like, Owens, he's a good example.
I mean, Universal title is a great name. I like it. I think they just need to change the design of the title because I hate it.
Oh, yeah.
I hate the design of the title.
Because, I didn't agree at the time, Daniel Bryan going, oh, is it the Planet's title? Him going on his promo, and I'm like, well, no, I like what Mick...
I actually like that belt that he did with that. That was actually...
what Mick said about it was, no, it's for us. the fans. And I went, okay, I like that. I'll give it a pass. And so far, I mean, right now, I can't think of any bad champions except for, did Brock ever get it?
Universal title?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then him. But, because, you know, my feelings on Brock. And, of course, Goldberg, I think, didn't need to have it. Actually, neither of them need belts, in my opinion. Their special attractions don't need belts. Maybe a Hall of Fame belt. There you go. How about that?
Well, what, you know, I think they should go after the Intercontinental title or the U.S. title or something like that. Give that more prestige. Why does that have to always be the WWE title and the Universal title? Like, we've already seen that already. How about going for something different? You know?
That could put, I mean...
Why not?
I don't know. That sounds contradictory. That I would.
I
don't like.
You
that
imagine put the 24/7 title on Brock Lesnar. Who's gonna fucking come after him with the 24/7 title? It's like
that
nobody.
Actually might make it funny.
Yeah, it would be.
See, actually, no. That was an idea I had. They should have done with Eric while Ivar was out of the Viking Raiders. They should have had Eric holding the 24/7 championship, and then until his partner showed up, just roughshod.
It's a gimmick title. It's like
is.
for celebrities, and you know, it's a comic gimmick title.
R-Truth is really the one that makes it entertaining.
Right. He's
it's also one of those things.
It's his legacy. His legacy is the 24/7 title.
And even at its dumbest, it's still entertaining.
It is.
Like, it's just one of those, you roll your eyes and go along with it.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. You feel bad for some of the people going after it.
I mean, it's not the hardcore title, but, you know, I'll take what I can get.
There you go. Man, it's like we should do a 5x5 of these. Look for that on YouTube once I figure crap out. Alright, well, that is, I think, it that I got for WrestleMania. Anything you want to bitch about real quick? That you didn't like or really made your head boil?
No, there wasn't. You know, I just think the Andre the Giant Battle Royal should have, you know, been in WrestleMania. For them to put it on SmackDown was a slap in the face, in my personal opinion. You know, I don't think they should have. You know, they didn't have a pre-show this year, which is all right. I'm cool with that. But like, you know, it just doesn't mean anything anymore. Okay, so yeah, Jey Uso won, but you know, but a lot of people know Jey Uso is an up-and-coming star, and won the Battle Royal. But you know, they should have put that on WrestleMania to say, okay, well, this is going to be our new star eventually.
Yeah.
They'd be we're just going to put him on SmackDown and have him win the Battle Royal. But I don't know. That's just my opinion on that. That's all I really got about that. But overall, I thought it was really good. Rhea deserves it. Rhea, you know, deserves that belt. Bianca deserves that belt. NXT Stand and Deliver was amazing. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, NXT Stand and Deliver, of course, was amazing. Cross, Balor, perfect main event in my opinion. Actually,
Cross needs to be that guy that, you know, needs to be that badass heel that no one can touch. He needs to be a champion for a while. I'm hoping that's the case.
I'm wondering when, and it makes you excited for when Balor's going to be back. Of course, yeah, actually every match on the card was just amazing. I highly suggest people go find it, especially Adam Cole versus O'Reilly. They beat the hell out of each other. See, that's, to me, is the exception with a main event. I was okay with Cross Balor second to last because you couldn't follow the non-sanction, especially when that non-sanction had a referee, but that's a different argument for a different day. Alright, so that was our rants about WrestleMania last week. Don't forget to come on over to Facebook for our Squared Circle Rant Facebook page. continue to listen to us here on the podcast, share, give us a like. You can also find us, Squared Circle Rants YouTube channel. We're evolving, we're updating, we're doing what we can to entertain you guys and not go crazy in this fun times. You can also find me on Twitter at RCGade, I believe 86. How prepared am I? You on Twitter yet there, Debonair?
No, I don't got Twitter, man. Got Instagram. I'm Debonair Douglas. Of course, you can go to my Facebook. But I usually do all my activity on our Squared Circle Rants page, so go ahead and check that out. If you're not on the group yet, suggest to go ahead and ask for an ad, and we'll go ahead and hook you up and give you the most up-to-date wrestling news possible.
Up-to-date news.
Hey now.
Up-to-date, not only up-to-date news, but you can rant with us there. You can share memes. We also have pretty big wrestling legends that share their podcast that you can also, that share on our page, and you can go listen or go to their pages.
Yeah, Duke the Dumpster has his own podcast. Check it out. It's great.
With Duke the Dumpster, you also mentioned, because I didn't see it right away, Ken Patura shares on our page.
Also, Dan Spivey.
Dan Spivey shares on our page.
And go my good friend Scott Casey. So
definitely check those out. And yes, my Twitter is at RC_awesome. You can find me there. I tweet here and there. I am mostly on the page. I try to upload videos as much as I can. But you'll mostly find me on the with Debonair Douglas, Squared Circle Rant Facebook page. Alrighty, well you folks have a good one. I am Mr. Awesome RC Gade.
And I'm Debonair Douglas.
Love you guys.